See what time it is. It's 11:04 p.m. UK time. Heading towards the witching hour. And we are going to delve deep tonight. Is anybody there? Hiya, Tinkerbell. Hiya, Amy in Tennessee. Hiya, Wendy. I'm feeling much better, thank you. I'm still not 100% right, but I'm much better. Hi. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. Wherever you all are around the world. Let's see if I've gone live on Facebook. Now I've changed the settings on Facebook. Let's see if it stops the bots. Give us 2 minutes. Hello. Excuse me. Let's see if I've gone live on my Facebook. Yes. So hopefully nothing goes wrong there. So I'll wait for people to come on. Yeah, I've had a few scammers coming on my Facebook Live trying to annoy all the followers on there and sending them messages, and I must stress, don't connect with them because they're scammers. I never reach out to anybody for a reading. I just wait for you to contact me through email or Facebook messenger. Oh, thank you. It's clots. It's an all-in-one. So yeah, it's crazy times we're living in at the moment, isn't it, guys? And I believe I had a bad case of hay fever. But it calmed down. Unless it was a virus, but it didn't last very long. But then when I went out this afternoon, there had been, because I live opposite a park, a lovely park. I've got like a lovely scenery at the front. And they had been cutting the grass at the park and it set it off again. So I believe it is hay fever that I've got. Yeah, I think the pollen is very high in the UK at the moment. So I thank goodness that you survived the winds and the tornadoes. So I hope you're all keeping well there. We've got to be so careful with the scammers at the minute, haven't we? Let's see if there's I don't know if Debbie's in yet because we're different time difference, but I've changed the settings behind it, and we'll see how that goes. So hopefully we'll get on top of it, because we're not going to let the trolls and the bots get we're down. Thank you. Yeah, the pollen. I put some makeup on, so guys, so we'll see if I can keep it on. But the other day, I literally couldn't have come online. My face was up, my eyes were up, my eyes were streaming, my nose was running like a tap, and I felt really unwell. So I'm going to look into some major events, what's been happening. It's not going to be a long one tonight. I'm going to do a big one on Sunday night, and I must apologise for missing it the other night, but like I say, I literally couldn't have read the cards. Hiya, Marina. Wow. And happy Easter to everybody coming up. Yeah, the scammers are just after hacking into your banks and things like that and pestering people. And it's the cheek as well, isn't it? It's the cheek of people coming on people's live streams. In some of my clients and followers, they've been blocking them and then they've been getting abusive about it. How dare they? So we're not going to tolerate that. Hay fever's horrible. So, where's my bell? Where's my bell? Oh, I've got some full comments coming in there. So,
Dear me, let's turn this down.
Bit of a time delay. Yeah, that's great. I might have to get some more moderators on my Facebook if anyone's interested who follows us on Facebook. Just give us a shout out and then I can make you moderator. So RFK Jr., who's that? Yeah, I'm terrible. Announced he's running for president. Interesting. Oh yes, I'm going to ring my bell, don't you worry. The veil is very, very thin at the moment, isn't it? Very, very thin. Have I got Twitch lot on? Yes. Hello, Jodie lass. I'm feeling much better, and thank you everybody to the lovely messages. I hate it as well because maybe it was something out there because it was all kicking off that night, wasn't it, to do with Trump. Maybe there was a bigger picture why I didn't have to be on. I thought about that one. Sometimes you just got to sit back and analyse it. So my typical streaming schedule is 11 p.m. Sometimes I'm a few minutes late, you know what I'm like. Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays. Now normally I have a phone in on a Thursday, but because I missed Tuesday, we're not going to have the phone in tonight. Like I say, it's just going to be about an hour and a half. I'm going to look into world events for you and see how yous are all doing and maybe do some healing prayers and that. I'm in the UK and I end up staying up to watch. Yeah, no, it's crazy, isn't it? It's mental. And yeah. Oh, that's nice, Oraki. So we just got to try and keep grounded because, I mean, this farce, what's going on in the United States with Donald Trump, it's going to go on for quite a few months. Do you know what I mean? It is. It's a distraction, as Jean Psychic said. But I just think that I was trying to watch it the night I was poorly and it was actually making my symptoms worse. I had to switch it off in the end. It was so awful. It was horrible. You know what it's like when you don't feel well. You don't want to be watching anything what agitates you. So the news is very, very heavy at the moment. Currently at the minute, I think Piers Morgan's interviewing Stormy Daniels. So that'll be an interesting one. Happy Easter to everybody. I'll not overdo it, don't you worry. So it's just going to be about an hour tonight. So yous, to tell you that I'm in the land of the living. And just a little check-in. Where's my bell gone? Let's get some coffee. But I've been eating loads of good food. And of course, you know, readings still go on. You know me, I've still been working. Obviously, I had to come off radar that night, but the next day I was working. And I rang my mother up and I goes, hello, good morning. And she went, what? She says, are you? I says, I'm absolutely fine. Couldn't believe it. Oh, I love Swiss chocolate. So for everybody new who's coming in on the streams, what we do is it's a bit like a spiritualist church, isn't it, guys? So I invoke all the angels in, and for anybody who needs protection, psychic protection, healing, anything that they're worried about for themselves or any other person, any animals, anything, you just write the name in the comments and they will receive the healing, because I always fuse it up the streams with Reiki before I start, and it's timeless. Yeah, I've gone all dry on the end there to get some Vaseline. I did. Well, it could have been Marina. It could have been Marina's just put in the audience here that because of everybody's sending healing, it's very possible. But you know, like when you get the flu and you don't want to eat. I was still eating. It takes a lot to put me off my food, but it was just I couldn't speak. And I was actually walking around with sunglasses on because I couldn't stand the light in my eyes from the sunshine outside. So let's start. And I'm going to invoke all the angels in because the veil is very thin at the moment. I'll just put that over there so it doesn't get broken because sometimes I chuck this about. I get a little bit excited. And this is just like I say, this is an update. Okay. But I'll be looking into a lot. It'll be a big one on Sunday night. You need a reading? You can contact us on Messenger or email us. All the links will be in the description. Well, actually on Facebook, you can just contact us on there in the message. Okay, let's start. And happy Easter to everybody. And everybody who doesn't celebrate Easter, that's fine. I want to say happy blessings to everybody out there. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I ask my faithful spirit guides, Jed, White Buffalo, Raw, Star, Lady Direwolf from the Animal Kingdom, and A2I, and anybody else who was there to give us assistance for true messages and for healing within this circle. This circle is cast. With the blood of Jesus Christ, we are protected. Let's begin. Amen. Okie dokie, where's my crystal ball gone? Crazy times we're living in at the moment, guys. Crazy, crazy times. I hope you're all keeping well. Where do we start? I hope you're feeling okay and not getting too caught up in all of this craziness what's happening. What I feel we need to do is we need to look within. I've been saying this for a while. I was on Facebook as Caroline and went to Twitch and a scammer tried to con me already. Oh, are you all right now? Let's just quickly check to see if Facebook's okay before we carry on because Debbie hasn't come in. Oh, she is. She's just talking to her mum. I don't know if Brenda's on tonight because it's late over here in the UK. Everybody's fine. Okay. Let's start with the cards. Healing will be received for everybody. The holiday celebrates when a carpenter challenged the religious authority and defeated death. That is so true, John. That is so true. I'm feeling much better, thank you, guys. That's okay, Debbie. Hello, Jane. Right, I'm going to pull some cards out. Where do we start? I don't know where to start. It's so heavy, isn't it? going on at the minute. We're in 2 different realities on Earth at the minute. And it's so, I feel the gap between how people are thinking and ticking is so large, and it's going to get bigger. And of course, part of the matrix is definitely connected with politics. So that's where we are at the minute. And as I'm saying that, I'm looking at the political system in the USA. It's like a circus. Look at that. And I'm getting the word stitched up. Stitched up is being given to us. So it's as if they're going to try everything to bring him down. And I said this 2 years ago, 3 years ago, you know. I said they'll arrest him, they'll indict him. And people wouldn't have it at the time, but I knew, I had a feeling it would happen. I sometimes wonder if I'm reading the system. Do you know what I mean? It's like I sometimes wonder if I'm reading the system. But this is spring. It's like I've got like an inbuilt reader on. I know what they're going to do next. We've got the spring card. There's the butterflies coming in. So I feel it's going to be, I want to say, a pretty heavy April. It's going to be a pretty heavy April. I'm going to look into it for you, Lucy. So I'll look at that, and I just think that it's a lot to do with where the planets are lying, stuff like that. I believe Mars is going to be playing a part, and it's going to be pretty heavy. And I want to say definitely around about the 27th, 28th of April is going to be a big one. But it's just going to be scandal after scandal. And I'm sure I said that a little while ago, that 2023 was the year of truth, for everything to come out, warts and all, yeah. And I've never, ever, ever maintained that he was squeaky clean, all right? But it seems to me it's like it's definitely sort of like politically motivated, this, yeah. It's because believe you me, they're no better on the other side, yeah. And I said this for a long time, you know, that they all do these dodgy things and they all do stuff. And what happens is the system, the control as above, they keep a hold of this stuff, and then they'll just use it against people when they want to get people. But I've never seen anything, I mean, I'm not into law or anything like that, but I've never seen of anything so ridiculous, how one indictment they can put, or one charge, they can put loads of other things in and make it look more juicy than what it is. What also I find very strange is it's as if that it's working, it's causing more of a divide. But I actually think it's gonna backfire. And we've got the star card here. Now the star card to me is saying that it's going to make him more popular, not worse. I do believe they're going to get him on stuff to do with Trump Tower and stuff like that, and money stuff. And something to do with what could come off in Georgia. Is it Georgia? But I can still see him trying to run again here. So even though I'm seeing indictments, I'm not seeing him like going to prison or anything like that. Do you see what I mean? So possibly watch for that. But what I find really interesting in the guy who's running the show at the minute, what's he called? Is it Jack somebody? I sometimes get the strangest flashes, you know, because I do believe I've had a life in the USA. A few lives in the USA, past lives. And one of the times I feel it's been around with Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, you know, like the Outlaws and all of that. So what's the guy called who's running the show, the judge or whatever, what's after him? Is it Jack somebody? And I looked at him and I thought, good God, he looks like an outlaw. He looks just like an outlaw. Do you know what I mean? Like somebody from the past, as a brag. So it's pretty crazy stuff we're in at the minute. So there's you've got the rape thing, what's coming up with him as well, and that doesn't look good for him as well. But I just think it's going to, brace yourself, guys, because I think it's just going to be one scandal after another, as you know. 2 to 3 days into next week is going to be interesting. There could also be some big news into the end of the week. It's like we're all being like taught a lesson. And without us actually coming over all holy and thou and stuff like that. And I don't mean he's like Jesus Christ or anything like that, because I know Margie Taylor Greene went on a rant about it. But it's the fact is accusing, it's like a witch hunt, isn't it? And it's that sort of energy, and it is what they did to Jesus. It is, but it's not the same. He's not the same person. He is not Jesus Christ. Before you even go there, all right? He's just a man, all right, which has wobbled the system. But you're going to get a lot of Republicans who are going to get very upset and angry about this, and who are very heavily into religion. But it's going to get nasty, guys. I've got the magician card here because they've got other nasty things up their sleeve. It's a hateful energy what Christ was up against, if you look at it like that. So we've got the magician card here. All right. So that's all like the negative energy what's coming in. There's a lot of feminine energy what's coming in for April. It could be judges against him. Yeah, like falsely accused. Yes. Like a compare. But it doesn't mean it's him. Yeah, that's what I mean. But there's a lot of women here who are coming in on the situation, and they're coming in around the political system, around the courtrooms and that. This is going to drag on. This could go on. There's going to be something big into the fall as well. All right, so possibly watch for that as well. It's a hateful energy, isn't it? But look, I've got the star card here, and I just feel it has to come out to get better. Let's see if there's anything going on behind the scenes. Okay, give us 2 minutes. There's something funny going on. Block Janet Mary Ace, please. Okay. Can you do that, Debbie? Give me 2 minutes. Oh, dear me. This is where I need moderators. You know what I think they do? Oh, you did. Because I sometimes think they block me. So it's very clever how it's done. But anyway, these bots. Anyway, sorted. So the veil's very thin at the minute. There's a lot of scammers out there. There's a lot of, we need to watch our accounts. There's something going on behind the scenes. Yeah. It's going to go to court. It's going to go to high courts, all of this. But I just have a strange feeling about something. So when the lovers cards come out, it means that there's big news to come out with this. Yeah, some people say they do, but don't they, Cutler? But it's definitely a situation here where it's going to get worse before it gets better. But that's like the Republican Party, and they're like rebuilding the system again. They're rebuilding that party. Okay? And I really, really don't believe for 1 minute that they're going to take him completely down. Because he can still run for president, even if he's indicted. But I have a strange feeling that this is going to backfire on them. Oh, that's nice, Amy. You're in a salt bath listening tonight. That's nice. So, I don't want to go as far in of who wins and who's what, because it's too far at the minute. We've got to get past this at the minute. there's a man to come forward and it's somebody on the Republican side, and he's going to come in with some shocking stuff against the other side, so possibly watch for that. Exactly. So everything what has been happening, what they're accusing Trump of, I do believe that they've done as well, in a different way. All right. So I also predicted, and I've been saying this for a few years, that something is going to come out about a past case. So I don't know if that's to do with the Mueller, or it's to do with the Steele dossier. But I know they've been mentioning about the Steele dossier. But I just have a feeling that something is going to backfire in them. It's as if like they're shooting themselves in the foot on something. So you've just got to let things play out. Okay? You've got to let things play out. Yeah, we've got to beware of the bots. Will the Republicans in Congress ask for impeachment of Biden? Possibly, but not straight away. Don't know if they'll get any fallout with it. I'll have a look. Possibly. But at the end of the day, guys, right, it's a broken system. We have to, it's a broken system. And it's like what they're doing to Trump. It's like they're showing, like they're presenting it like, look what he's done. Look what he's done. It's like everywhere across the media. Trump this, Trump. He's done this, he's done that. You know, like Trump's love child and all of this. I mean, but the thing is, right, they're just like digging themselves deeper into a hole, the way I'm saying it. And what you haven't got to do is, it's not enough. A lot of this isn't enough to send him to prison. Do you see what I mean? It's actually going to make him more popular. That's what I feel. Because all they're doing is they're just giving the attention to it. And it's making them look like, well, it's so obvious. If you're awakened, you're seeing it for what it really is. For people who aren't, they're not. And that you can't get angry with people who aren't on that side of it. But this is going to go on for quite a few months. It really, really is. They are all old men, and Jean's right. That's why it's not going to stop him running for president, but I'm not so sure if he's still going to get in. All right? So I would say 5 months of basically crap. It's like he's done this and he's done that, and there's going to be, like, it's going to be like ping pong, and I've been saying this for a while. But it's, what we need to understand is it's happening everywhere, all right? But the Master card is coming out for him. So I've always felt if it's, oh, so I'm going to sneeze. I've always felt if it's going to stop, it'll just stop like that. And there'll be all this hype for nothing. Yeah, so you just need to understand, you know, you get that tickle, you know you're going to sneeze. There's a big twist with this. There's a big twist, but he is going to try and run again. But as I look at him as a psychic and a healer, I feel like I need to pull the pins out and the pins out of his back. Because it's the daggers, isn't it? And it's like there's only so much crap somebody can take, and it just drags you down. So it's definitely like a witch hunt, definitely. Yeah, Jack Smith. 2 minutes. Now it's all kicked off in Scotland. It's starting to all slowly come out. With Nicola Sturgeon's husband. I don't know if anybody knows about that. So it's going to be scandal after scandal, guys, and I refuse to get caught up in it. I'll say what I see and what I'll see. I'm not taking sides on either side, because that's what the darkness wants. The darkness wants the divide. It wants the drama. It wants Yalush. Do you see what I mean? I'm just a foreseer where I'll tell you what's actually going on. But according to these cards here, he could run a certain turn. It's not ruling it out at the minute. I'm not saying it's a definite. Because like I've said, there's different timelines. I personally think they're all oldies and they need to get the young ones in. They're going to try something different. It's not just an impeachment, Katmana. They're going to try something else. Katmana's just asked, are the Republicans going to try and impeach Biden? There's something else to happen. There's a big twist of fate with all of this. So the people that you think are running, there's going to be different. It's going to be a big twist of fate. It's a big twist of fate. But this system is a broken system, and the system, what's going on in America, is a broken, corrupt system. It's just reaping with dark shenanigans and mafia connections and tentacles coming off. It's horrible. So it's going to take time to heal. It's going to take time to heal. And have you ever thought for 1 minute that all this could be happening to Trump because his higher self is being put in this position to change everything, but it doesn't always mean he's going to run again. It doesn't mean, if he does get in, I don't feel he's going to run the full way. And the same with Biden. They're too old. There's definitely mafia connections connected here. But November's a big one. October, November. So remember this, guys. I know it's a long way off. Because even if something did happen to either one of them, I'm not talking about Biden, I'm talking about Trump, there's still going to be dramas. There's still going to be dramas. I'm still sticking that there's a woman who there's also a potential of a timeline to come in as well. So it doesn't look good for Trump, and it doesn't look good for the Trump Tower. They'll get him on financial stuff. I've said this all the way along. Yeah? Yeah. He is. He's a threat. He's a definite threat. So they'll get him every way they can. But like I say, it's going to make him more popular. And you've got to understand as well, what it's done is there'll always be another Trump. All these kids, you know what I mean? The Trumps aren't going to go away. This might be a hard pill to swallow for some of these Democrats out there, but the Trumps aren't going to go away. And attack their dad, they'll fester on that. They'll come back with stuff. And I'm not talking about Don Jr. or anybody like that. I'm talking about Barron, people like that, or even Ivanka. They'll not forget this. And there's such thing as karma. But there is going to be, things are going to get nasty before they get sorted out. He's here to change things. But sometimes people, they do their job, and then they'll be removed after they've done their job. Does that make sense? But I would say that he knows a lot. He ducks and dives like they all do. But he definitely, I would say, was for the people. Definitely for the people. So that's my concern. We've got the Five of Swords here. It's going to get really quite nasty. There could be riots. There could be people protesting. I want to say 5 to 6. 5 to 6 is coming out really, really strong. I'm just having another drink here. So you just need to watch this space. So just watch them get on the opposite side, going more purple in the face and more purple, because they don't realise that the bigger picture is, yeah, we've got to watch for the bank scammers as well. You're so right there, Sia. The bigger picture is that everyone is being used to get all wound up and get all their knickers in a twist about it all, when it's all part of this matrix. And they're sitting there all high and mighty, and they've just done exactly the same, yes. It could, let me see if it's going to backfire where there could be investigations on the other side. Let me have a look. Yeah, the Tate's got out, which is good. Will it backfire when they'll start investigating people from the past who've also done stuff? We've got Hillary Clinton, we've got all sorts of stuff, haven't we? Yes, it could backfire. Not everything, but some things are going to be dug up. Some things, if they go too far, yes. Because you can't have one rule for one and not for another. And that's what the Republicans are arguing at the minute, aren't they? You know, well, how come they got away with it and they're doing this to Trump? So it's going to get worse before it gets better. So I want to say, just don't stress about it. Just watch for it all just to slowly unfold. I'm going to give you some numbers here because I work with numbers. I'm getting 17, 15, 24, 29, 28, 16 and 7. Oh God, I'm nearly going to sneeze again. We've got the Tower card, so it is going to erupt. Yeah, but I got a horrible feeling when I seen that man, that Jack person. He looked like an outlaw that I'd sort of seen before in a past life or something. I just got like a horrible energy. He's not going to get all his own way there, you know. It is biblical what we're going through at the minute, but it's part of the America. The system's changing globally. I don't know his second name. He's one of the judges who's after Trump. Yeah, of course, Maria. So we've got the Emperor card there. So it's changing globally. Yeah, we've got all the corruption coming out from different countries, and it looks like there's been sort of something going on with money, with politicians, to do with the Nicola Sturgeon's party. She's not in it now, and her husband's been arrested. So there'll be more stuff to come out there as well. Oh, guys, I've got something to tell you. I have one of my clients, if you're into this, and there's any Brits in the audience tonight, I read for a lot of different people, and one of my lovely clients, who's a horse trainer, his horse is running on Monday, Easter Monday. It's going to be the Grand National, and it's called Lord Lariat. He's like Billy Whiz. Billy Whiz is Lord Lariat. So I just thought I would give you that. Lord Lariat. He's an Irish horse. Not everyone's into it, but if you wanted to have a little flutter on the horses, I definitely would recommend putting money on Lord Lariat. Excuse us for sounding a little bit Snotty tonight, guys. I've got hay fever. I've got a jumper. Yeah, so the Democrats are going to be celebrating on some stuff there, but they're not going to be fully satisfied. Some of them are so, like the far left, are so incensed, you know, like Nancy Pelosi and people like that. It's like they're incensed. They just, I don't know what they want. I mean, they just want them like locked up and strung up, but it's not going to happen. But they are going to be celebrating. But look at that card there. We've got the red coming in with the blue. That's what needs to happen for America. It's become too divided. Far too divided. So this has to fall. This has to happen. This, I believe, I'm being given, this is written. This has to happen for it all to come out. Because the old system needs to fall in the USA. It's too toxic. And I think the USA is going to take the longest to sort out. Where everybody else, I've been saying this for a while, everybody else is just getting on with our world, and we are going digital, and there's stuff going on with the banking systems behind the scenes and stuff like that. And, you know, into getting this planet sorted out and getting cleaner, and it's just erupting all the time in the USA. It's going to take a longer time to sort out. They're fighting over politics, and they'll fight to the bitter end. It's horrible. But I just think there's going to be some hope, or there's going to be some big news to come out with Donald Trump, and it looks like it could be by the harvest. When's the harvest? Is that like the fall? Is that like the fall? Who's messaging us? All right. Getting like the red and the blue, a little bit of understanding coming in there. Yes, the fall. So there's a lot more stuff to be unravelled, because where they wanted it all to come out about Trump, it's going to also reveal things from the other side. I've said this for a long time. 16, 21, 24, 28, 29. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Thank you, Maria. So it's there's also going to be some big news to do with a female. I don't know if it's a female politician or somebody in politics. There's going to be some shocking news coming out with a female round about the time it's all going to start to unfold. I am being given the colour purple for the USA, which is needed to calm everything down. But it's like everyone's just gone hunger crazy from either side. But there's a bigger thing happening behind the scenes. I mean, when all this is going on, you've still got Julian Assange stuck in prison. Yeah, you've still got him stuck in prison. You've got bloody Putin, God knows what's happening over there. Do you know what I mean? There's all these threats going on. There's a worry coming, I'm going to look into do with China and Taiwan. So there's a lot of nasty stuff still happening. It's like it's staged. It's staged, guys. And it's part of this horrible matrix but it's inbuilt within people as well. They've grown up around this, do you know what I mean? So it's going to take a long time to sort out. But even though I'm saying all this, there's some strange astrological stuff what's going to be happening over April. And I'm getting Saturn and Mars. I will do a video on it. It's so it's about to bring some stuff out. Huge information is going to come out here. Huge information. It's massive. Oh, that's awful, Stooge. And it's also going to affect the weather. So I feel there's more storms to come. So I want to see, let me get my crystal ball. I'm being given the safe home protection card for you all. So you are protected. Right? We are protected, but It is, it's the fight of the fittest this year. We've still got our bills going on, you know. Then you've got people, you know, who will be online and they'll say, oh, we'll buy your silver, buy your gold. But I'm sorry, not everybody can afford to buy silver or buy gold. This is serious shit, this. Do you know what I mean? There's some people can't even get out there and buy their groceries in. So we have to like all come together. And it's making me more spiritual. It really, really is. But I think that this economical, because it is an economical war that we're in, I feel it's going to go on till about 2025. 24 we might start to see it calm down a little bit, but 25, I'll pull some more cards out in a minute. So yeah, they're trying to blacken his name, that is for sure. They've gone crazy. They've gone like stir crazy. That's what's happening. Okay, and it's going to get far worse. Believe you me. But me being a Brit, I'm looking at it from the outside. I just want what's best for you. Do you know what I mean? I feel like someone's got like a feather duster and they're sticking it right up my nose and tickling it. And it had gone away and it's come back again since I went out before and shut the gate because of the pollen out there. Right. I'm also seeing a well-known man being taken to hospital, and there's going to be some upsets or worries there, and that's going to be on world news as well. Yeah, I just think it's going to go on and on and on and on. There's a woman here, you know. There's a woman to come in from possibly from the left. It's not set in stone. It's very, that's why I want to take is week by week. Week by week. But he's there to play a part. Remember that. He's there to play a part, to uncover stuff. Sometimes he may sacrifice himself so he'll lose stuff, but it'll also bring them down too. You need to know that. To bring the system down, to change things. I'm getting the 30th. Watch for that. That's going to bring in big news as well. I'm very drawn to the end of April. That's going to be explosive. I like what Wood has put here. 1, 2, 3. I'm from the UK and I just don't understand politics in America. Neither do I, guy. Would I? It's we don't have that over here, do we? Not to that extent, anyway. Something about a state funeral or something, and I'm seeing it in the USA, like I'm seeing military flags and stuff like that. I don't know what that is. They're fogging out who it is. C and M, I want you to remember that. Big news coming out. But a lot of these people who are getting dragged in, or who are saying things about Trump, they're going to get dragged in again. There's going to be other stuff to be investigated. I want you to remember that. Okay. So you've just got to watch it all slowly unfold. But I'm not going to spin it, guys, and say that he's definitely getting in, but they're not going to be able to stop him. They're not going to be able to stop him. So we're just going to take it week by week. Let me pull some more cards out. Yeah, President Carter. Yeah, they'll take a loss on either side. There'll be a loss on the blue side as well. Definitely. Seven of Rods. It's like it's going to backfire. But he will get trial for some things, or he will get done for some things, but it's not enough, I don't feel, for him to go to prison. Anybody can go around saying anything about anybody. You've got to have the damn proof. Do you know what I mean? So that's really interesting. Really interesting. In the meantime, we've got Putin, and he's planning and plotting stuff. Interesting. Seven of Cups. Big news coming out within the next 2 days. Something to do with Zelensky or Putin. And I feel like I need to put healing and blessings around Taiwan. And I actually ran charts on Taiwan, and I felt that there was like a vulnerability there. And I'm getting this big news coming out with Taiwan and China, and it's coming out April or to the end of the month. So watch for that. That's coming out really strong. But I see America going along with this, you know. Or should I see the Biden administration going in there. Full blown wellies in there, going in on it. People have asked us to look into the Hunter thing, and I still don't feel anything's gonna, you know, the laptops carry on. I still don't feel anything's gonna come out about that. Not at the moment. I'm not seeing it. It's not enough. It's not enough. Got the man standing in snow again. Got the wise one coming in here. We're going to get some crazy weather this year. Crazy, crazy weather. There's actually big news. I'm going to look into the bowl. It's coming out to do with China, America and Taiwan. I'm getting it really strong. That could be where I'm seeing troops going out in the sea and they're going out in air. Spies, something to do with spies coming out, and there is something to do with the dossier, the Steele dossier. It's coming out here, but again, if it doesn't come out by the end of the year, you're looking into next. It's going to be a drama of spectacle, all full of pomp, and you know, on the I think it's the 6th of May, isn't it? We'll have the coronation. And I would expect there's even bigger news coming out around Trump round about the time of the election, or things are going to really erupt there as well into May. So April, May is explosive. I want to send healing and blessings out to Michigan, Connecticut. So I'm scrying into here. Tennessee, Texas. This is for crazy weather, by the way, guys. But I'm also a little bit concerned because I'm seeing something about a shooter again, or problems there where there could be problems. And I feel like I've got Mother Mary, and she's coming in and she's putting healing and protection around the schools again. So there's still more problems there. East Coast. Still crazy weather to come. Also huge news coming out to do with around Chicago area in New York. Documents, papers. Don't know what that is. Again, it's something to do with Trump. It's coming out really, really strong. Something's going to be blocked or something's going to be stopped. They're not going to be able to get away with everything. Documents, papers to stop something. Okay, I think Trump's having trouble with his relationship. You've got to understand. You've got to understand, I mean, all this coming out to do with Stormy Daniels, and Melania hasn't really been in the public eye much, has she? So I think there's been problems there in his relationship as well. Because wasn't she supposed to be pregnant with Barron when all this was going on? I'm going to ask something what's been bothering us, because Stormy Daniels has got a child, hasn't she? I feel so anyway. Amy Higgins, yes, but Stormy admitted she's made it all up. Well, she's not saying that on Piers Morgan tonight, mind, so she's chopped and changed her mind again then, if that's the case. I'm going to ask if it's Trump's child. I just like to know. I just like to know. Well, she's on Piers Morgan tonight. It's all over YouTube, saying that she has mind. Stormy Daniels got Trump's child. Just curious. I mean, it's not important. I'm just curious. No, she got a daughter. I think this is somebody else. There's a little boy running around, or there's not a little boy now, he's a grown-up boy. Blonde little boy, which there is a son. There's another son. He has got a secret love child. But it's not a crime, is it? It's not a crime. That's what's coming out here. But he did have a son with somebody else. Yeah, she would have put out that out there. But I believe she's got a daughter. I mean, don't quote us, I don't know. No, this is somebody else. Exactly. So poor Melania, she's like really feeling it at the minute. So I don't think things are good for him at the minute in that department. But it's not a crime, do you know what I mean? But I believe there was another son there. Yeah. But I mean, look at Clinton with that woman. What was she called again? And don't even go there with JFK, what he was like. I mean, did he not have an affair with Marilyn Monroe? I mean, they were all at it, weren't they? So it's not a crime. Do you know what I mean? It's not a crime. And Melania is a very private person, yeah. Monica Lewinsky, exactly. But there's Trump there. And there is a secret child there. I believe younger than his older two sons. Yeah. Double of them. Absolute double of them. So, you know, it's like a bit like Dallas, isn't it? It might come out at some point. You know, like Dallas with DGR and all of that. It might come out at some point. You'll get some glamorous woman come forward into the future and just say, this is your son, GR, but it's not. It's DT. This is your son, DT. But it's irrelevant, really. Do you know what I mean? It's irrelevant, really. Yeah, so they're really hell-bent on getting more stuff on him. I'm feeling it really, really strong. I I'm getting a sad feeling around the July time, and I don't know why. Exactly. A child out of wedlock is not a crime. So it's just what the media does, because they juice it up. And they'll do more than that. See, forewarn you, they're going to do more than that. But I just think that there's something sad. I'm getting a really weird feeling about July. And it's to do with somebody well known, so I want you to remember that as well. Okay. 8 and 9's been given with Trump. Now that could be the 8th month August, the 9th month September, 8 weeks from now, 9 weeks. It could be the 8th or the 9th of a month. There's intervene also to do with FBI agents and everything. It's all very backstabbing, you know. But anyway, let's look on to something else. So you just got to try not to get too pulled into it, guys. That's all I want to say. Oh, there's going to be an uprise to do with sharks, and it's coming in like super huge sharks. And there's a warning there for around Australia, California, places like that. There's a warning with big sharks, and obviously the alligators are getting bigger in Florida, so people need to watch around that area as well. There's also going to be big news to do with around the Clintons as well, to do with a health issue. That could be a husband. I mean, I don't know how old a husband is, so possibly watch for that. New York's Police State Department. Police State Department. Changes to come in around the Police State Department. Or there's going to be something about it. If it's not this year, it could be into next year. So watch for that as well. Yeah. I think China is going to try, they're going to try and do something to Taiwan. Let me have a look. I'm going to pull some cards out. How old's Bill Clinton? I mean, he must be getting on as well, mustn't he? They're all getting on, aren't they? There's a vulnerability to do with Taiwan. And if we can get past, there's going to be a collision of planets, and it's the end of April, going into the beginning of May. It'll be all right, but there's a worry there into April, the beginning of April, middle and end. Yeah. But I want to say that there's another country what China could also try to go at, not just Taiwan, and I don't know why I'm getting that. So China's up to something. Xi Jinping is definitely up to something. So I am a little bit concerned that the United States would just go straight in there to try and, and it'll just all kick off. That's what I'm feeling. This edgy, tetchy feeling I'm getting is for the next 2 months. Like I say, it's a lot to do with the planet activity and stuff like that, so we need to watch for that. I want to say it's a little bit more than that, Amy. It's a little bit more than that. I just think that it's like the want W123. That's what I feel. Indonesia, big news, huge news coming out, and I'm also feeling huge news coming out with the Vatican. I'm sure I said to you guys a little while ago, I said that there was going to be big news coming out around Easter months to do with Trump. Don't quote us on that, but I'm sure I said it. I'm sure I said it quite about a month or so ago. I'm sure I did. Yeah, I did, didn't I? Yeah. So just recapping here, we are, it's like a seat edge thing that I'm getting. It's like everyone's going to be on the edge of their seats. So China's going to do something. This is what I'm feeling. And it's as if I want to get my hand and stop the United States of America going in, because it could cause chaos. That's what I'm feeling. Because they want this to happen. So there's a bigger picture what's going on behind the scenes. It's like they want this to happen. Do you see what I mean? Round about the time there's going to be some big news with the Ukraine. 26th, 27th, 28th. I'm seeing that. My guides are showing us that. I'm smelling roses, and when I always smell roses, I always get that Christ consciousness, and I'm getting Mary, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, I'm getting all that. Yeah, the veil is so thin at the minute. It's like we're being shown the evil right in front of our faces. To be around nature, don't get pulled into anything, try not to get drawn into this drama. We need to, because we're being distracted, because we need to start to prep. That's what we need to do. We need to prep. We could have power outages still, cyber attack. I hope not, I hope it doesn't happen, but these are timelines that are showing us that this could happen. At the meantime, they're changing stuff to do with the banking system behind the scenes. But we are going digital. I do get a situation to do with quantum financial, but I still think we're going digital. We're going digital. In fact, we're digital over here now, so I don't know about anywhere else, but I'm feeling so. Crypto is going to be really good. There could be a dip in the market into the second or the third week into April. But where there is a plummet into the end of April, May's interesting. It's going to bounce back up. Like it does that, end of April, then it does that, and then it drops again, and then it bounces back up. So there's a lot of activity there to do with crypto, end of April going into the beginning of May. Yeah, I've been shown that. Like that. It's not China what's taken out the grid. It'll be Russia. China, it's I get something else with China, and I don't know what it is, unless they get Russia to do it. But there's going to be a falling out between China and Russia. I'm getting this really, really strong, guys. Let's see if I can pull any more out. Let's pull some cards out on China. Russia wants to invade Hungary, I believe, yeah. I'm getting Poland as well, and I don't know why. I keep getting a red and white flag. So what about BRICS then if they fall out? Well, it's Xi Jinping actually falling out with Russia, but then something's going to happen to Putin, so that will change. There's a lot to happen within the next couple of years. Everything's an illusion. Everything is an illusion. So we're being very tricked and deceived, and don't look over there, look over here. It's like look in different places. There's a lot of trickery going on. There's a lot of trickery going on. Four of Pentacles. I see people, excuse me, I see people rushing to the banks. Now, I get the letter W and the letter M. So that there is going to be some problems with some banks. Not all banks will go down, but I do see problems. And I'm also being shown that there's going to be more protests to come in France. More protests to come in France. But I want to say 4 months from now is interesting. Interesting for a massive changes to do with the economy, and where there could be huge news to do with banks by then. Within the 4, that's what they're showing us. But this is the new world coming in. So we're going to be all right. It's just we've got a heart stopper there to do with something to do with China. And America. Okay. And obviously allies would go in as well, because that's what I'm being shown. But I'm also feeling that they're trying to put troops on. Well, they've already got troops on the ground in Ukraine, and there's going to be problems over that way as well. But the biggest thing's the Middle East. I feel like it's like 3 sort of eruptions going off all at the same time. And the 15th or the 16th could also bring some huge news in. It's not just about him, Barcloser. Saudi. I think Saudi Arabia is going to lead the way with a lot of technology and to do with like the green stuff, the green planet and all of that. Can you give us 2 minutes, guys? Because I know it sounds disgusting. I just need to go and blow my nose. Just give us a couple of minutes. Yeah, I just need a few minutes. I'll put you on to break, and I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I just need to go and blow my nostrils because I've got terrible hay fever, and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. Refresh chat. Yeah. Oh god, I've lost you guys. Yeah, good. Right, so, right, it's coming back on now. Right, give us a few minutes and I'll be back in a minute. Okay, give us a 5-5 if you can hear us. That's better. Can you hear us? Yeah, Debbie Pop. It's going to get far worse. It really, really is. And I mean, as you know, people who've been following us for a while, I've never gone on about, you've got like the white hats, as so they put it, and the black hats. It's not like that. I believe you've got good people in bad operations and bad people in good operations, and it seems to me like, the bloody white hats are taking a long time and doing something about it, aren't they? So it's not like that. It's a big corrupt system, it's going to take a long time to sort out. And as you know, people who have followed us, I've never put Trump on a pedestal. I've just said it the way it is. Are you a grey hat? Oh, that's good. So it's going to be pretty toxic, I would believe. But I don't believe he's going to go to prison. I mean, good God, could you imagine it? The country would go into uproar if that happened. I don't see that. Yeah, I really don't see that happening. It's like they're doing more than chipping. It's just slander after slander. But they don't realise that this could backfire on them. I'm seeing this really strong. So you just got to just not get too wrapped up on it, guys. That's what I want to say to you, because I'm not sugarcoating this. I'm telling you the way it is. But there is hope for the USA, but it's going to take time. It really, really is. And there is good people on both sides. It's not all bad people. It's not just one set of people who are bad and one set of people who are good, or vice versa. It's not like that. It's just, we're being played, guys, and you've got to step back from the situation and look from it. We're being played here. Can you look into Pierre Poilievre, am I pronouncing that right, from Canada? Leader of the opposition, is he with? Let's have a look. A lot of them are part of that. He doesn't see himself as that. They have to go in, there's a protocol when they're in there, and they've got to join certain things. That's what my belief and my understanding is. But the thing with him is, he's got his back to them. So he's got his own sort of views on things there. Things aren't as black and white as they look. I'm feeling a lot better until I went out earlier on. I only went out to the garden gate to shut the garden gate, and the grass cut at the front set it off again. I started to have a sneezing fit. And I've took antihistamines. I can't take any more. There's a time schedule. I could take some later before I go to bed, but... Oh, thank you. Makeup is very deceiving, Muse Master Johnny. Makeup is very deceiving. I had a shower before. King of Pentacles. Yeah, so it's a bit strange what's going on over there to do with Canada. So I think that they all know when you get certain far into something, then they know what's going on. Yeah. I still feel like I keep getting Green New Deal. My guys keep saying it, Green New Deal, Green New Deal. They're going to go very green, which is a good thing in a way because they want to change the planet. But it's coming in with certain rules for people, for the public, which will not fit. Like you've got the 15-minute cities and things like that, where they're going to use that. And I don't feel that's going to fit. There's going to be a lot of protests, I believe, to come in the UK alone. Yeah. Yes, Johnny, I do. I do feel you should do your own podcast. You've got an amazing voice. I think there's people in the audience think that too. So there's been like this, you've got bad players, you get a system put into place, or like a strategy put into place to clean the planet up or whatever, and then parasites come in. Parasite cleanse, that's what we need on the USA, I think. I would say globally. So it is very, very strange at the moment. But there is angelic stuff. I want to say that I do believe, when I say the end of times, I don't believe it's the end of times where the world's going to end. I really don't believe that. They are trying to, this system, this reptilian system, the controllers, whatever you want to call them, they're trying to keep us compressed down. They know that we've evolved so much. And this happens every so many 100 years. They'll create a scenario, they'll create a war-like scenario to distract we, to try and control we again. But there's also something very biblical going on. And I can't seem to express the way it is, but I see these angels around. I've been in the angel boardroom before when I've done astral traveling, and they've got these big markers on the map of planet Earth, and it's as if they are sending all their troops down, boots on the ground. There's something very angelic happening at the moment. Very, very angelic. I had a knock at the door last night. I was reading for one of my good friends she's called Secret Tarot. She's on YouTube. She's got a huge channel. And she lives in New Orleans. Okay. Oops, I've got jumpers here. And I was coming to the end of our reading, and there was a knock at the door. And it was late on. Adam had gone up to bed. So I went to the door, and there was a young man standing at the door with a bag of goods in it, and he said, would you like to buy some cleaning cloths, he had cleaning material and stuff. And I looked at him and I thought, he looked very, very strange. Not that he was on drugs or anything, he just looked strange, quite off-worldly was the way I put it. So in my heart, I felt, right, I'll buy a couple of tea towels and an oven glove. And I gave him the money. He says, thank you very much. He says, because we don't get much on the dole. And I says, I know you don't. I says, well, I hope that helps. And he went to walk away and he goes, what's your name? And I says, I'm Louise. And he shook me hand. And I looked at him. And I looked at him again and I thought, God, you're an angel, you. You were testing us out or something. That's what I felt. Because the veil's very thin at the minute. And he was white as a sheet, but he didn't look like he was from Earth. He really, really didn't. And I thought, was he an alien being? I thought, no, I was getting angel really, really strong. They are walking amongst we. They really, really are. No, he wasn't a traveller. Don't forget I've got a nose for that because I'm from travelling gypsies. So, and they've got a certain accent when they're travellers. No, he wasn't one of them. So these are the warlords at the minute. There's a lot of satanic stuff going on the planet at the minute. I shouldn't have watched this documentary, but I did watch this documentary last night and it was horrible. But I'm very sit on the fence when it comes to conspiracy stuff because there's a lot of psyops what's got sort of pulled in to the truth community, as you know. But there was this woman, and what was the name of oh God, I couldn't stop watching it. Wait a second. It was a well-known guy on YouTube and he interviewed this woman. I'm going to get it up and I'm going to find out what the name of the video was. But it was going on about satanic stuff, what they were doing on the planet. So if you give me 2 minutes, I'll find out. It was an interview. to go into my history. Where is it? Right, it's the name of the site is called On the Edge with Andrew Gold. That's the name of his channel. On the Edge with Andrew Gold. And it's a relatively new video. It was only put out 7 days ago. And he's interviewing this woman who was helping the kids in Haiti. And she's come out with some remarkable evidence of the mass cover-ups. And you won't believe what they are doing to children. It's disgusting. All right. I don't want to say too much on here. I was thinking actually of having some behind the scenes with just subscribers on Twitch. If you wanted to subscribe to Twitch, I could have some really deep, dark, behind the scenes sort of meetings. Let us know what you think of that. But it's the name of the channel, the name of the video is called You Won't Believe What They Are Doing to Children. And this woman is an absolute angel. What she did, she helped a lot of handicapped children over in Haiti. But there's so much corruption going on over there in Cuba and all these different governments. And she's tried to bring it out, and they're all in on it, trying to cover it. It's really, really shocking. But you know when you can't stop watching something, and I knew she was telling the truth, this woman. So I would definitely recommend if you've got a stomach for it, watch it. But it is quite gross in parts. But she is telling the truth, because I know there were certain people what came into the truth community who were talking about all of this, what was going on, but they weren't true people. This woman is definitely telling the truth. I think you've seen it, have you? It's to do with sacrificing and stuff like that, and it's going on. They are devil worshippers. So it is a satanic planet. So there's an attack on Christianity. There's an attack on all religions. But you see, the ETs that I have been channeling, they know that they can't get rid of religion. It's part of being human. So there's a lot of nasty stuff still happening. As I'm saying that, I'm getting airports. So it's still happening. They're manoeuvring them around. They're doing things, you know. But this is a little bit more deeper than that. What's happening in Haiti, and it was to do with women who had just given birth and things like that. It was pretty deep stuff. But so yeah, I think that we just need to keep our eyes peeled, and we need to look after our friends and family and stuff like that. Because is Lance back in? Oh, that's good. So it's about us all coming together to create new earth. It's not about the politicians. It's not about these rulers creating new earth. It's us as spiritual beings creating new earth, and it comes from within. It definitely comes from within, and for us to do our part to help the children, to help the people, to help the old people. You know, there's abuse within old people. Mental health needs to be looked at. Animal abuse. There's so many nasty things happening. You know, starving people on the streets. You know, it's homeless. This woman took it upon herself, but obviously they had some money to do it, where they built wells in this place and they saved a lot of children from awful things happening. And she's actually adopted over 20 odd children. They're nearly all grown up now. So she's got a lot of knowledge. So I would definitely recommend, if you want to know more about that, I would watch that video. There's mould in the grass. There's spores in the grass, isn't there? So it's still going on. It's still going on. So when people say, oh, when's this all going to be over and done with? It's like, how much do you want to know? It's always been going on. We've just awakened to it. So people have this thing in their head that they think that Trump's going to get back in and it's all going to be people skipping through the daisy fields and it's all going to be bliss, but it's not. It's not. He can't, he's just one man. You know, he can't just stop all of this evil. You know what I mean? It takes each and every one of us to play our part. But going back to, it's delusional, isn't it? It's like we have to try to keep our feet firmly on the ground. I mean, you can't change the way everybody is, but you're responsible about how you feel. But that is a woman, and I've had her out before. She's got a blue trim on her dress. I don't feel she's come into play yet. So I would say she's a Democrat. She's not old either. She's not old. So watch for this woman playing a part. And she is a fair woman. When I say fair, I don't mean she's decent. She's not like a bad person. All right? Yeah. I would recommend watch the video, but if you're squeamish or you're bad with your nerves, I wouldn't watch it. But it is a damn good video, and I think there's truth in the video. I really, really do. And it's not often I talk about stuff like this, as you know. And I'm a healer, so I like to raise the vibration. But we can't stick our head in the sand. It is going on. It really, really is going on. But it seems to be more apparent in more countries than it is others. But you can't rid the evil. What I'm saying to you is you can't rid all the evil off the planet. You can just we need to get the balance back. We need to get the balance back. So when I say it's the end of times, I don't feel it's the end of times where the world's going to end. It's the end of the times for us to create new earth, a new understanding. Do you know what I mean? So I want to do a prayer tonight before I go. I want to do a prayer tonight for the children, not just of the USA globally, but also to put healing and protection around the USA schools, because I still think that there's something not quite right there with everything what's happening with the shootings and stuff like that. New Orleans is voodoo capital of the US. Oh, yeah. But fascinating place. I've talked to her on FaceTime. Don't forget, the internet has brought basically voodoo into every nook and cranny of the world, really. I believe there was Elizabeth's putting here, Elizabeth Smith, LG. Remember a few months back where all the aeroplanes were getting some kind of interference? There was something going on where they couldn't take off. Yes, I do believe there was something going on. So with our country, it's more like there's more stuff to erupt. To do with the Tory party. More stuff to come out. You know, the twerps which were in Parliament at the minute, you know, them lot. The liars, you know. To me, there's more scandals to come out with them. And I do see a lot of protests to take place. We've got the new beginnings for the UK. But again, there'll be a clean up there as well. It hasn't even started yet. It hasn't even started to come out yet. They always seem to wheel out of it, the Tories, you know what I mean? You had the WhatsApp carry on. They seem to wheel out of it all the time. But they're going to try and push the 15-minute cities, but it won't work. There'll be more protests as well. But the new beginnings, there'll be new beginnings. I'm very drawn to the 28th, the 16th, the 17th. These could be dates with big news coming out. I also feel there's going to be huge news coming out. France, Europe, and the USA around about the time we've got the coronation going on. Will it be exposed? Well, this woman exposed it, but you've got the controllers who wouldn't let it go any further. Eventually, yes, but it's a lot more going on. It was to do with organ harvesting and other stuff, what was happening, and sacrificing and horrible things like that. I don't want to go into it tonight, but it's going to take time to sort out. But there's a man, like that woman, this man will, don't forget, everybody's awakening. So he'll come apparent over the next couple of years onto world screens, and he'll do a lot of stuff on it. So it takes individual people, because what takes place within this system, it is satanic. It definitely is satanic. You found the video? Mm-hmm. It's just awful. Do you know what I mean? But they're very superstitious in Haiti, and what they do is they believe that when the children are born handicapped, the woman was saying it's got a special name, so they get rid of them. They take them to the priest, and the priest tells, it's awful. It's just because they believe that child's being cursed. You know, that there's a lot of superstition which has messed up their heads, and that. So these young women are getting rid of these kids and take them to the priest, and then the priests are putting them into these places where then they're used for all these awful situations. But there's also where they're kidnapping freshly newborn babies and taking them away for satanic rituals. That's what they're doing. It's very, very terrible. But I just think that we have to focus on how we can change these situations, and not everybody can go out there to Haiti or go to these places, these third world places, and do this, but it's about we're all rising above it and creating situations to help the children or to help people. And I do believe it's going to take time. It's going to take time. I think that that didn't come up, Mama, about that. It didn't come up about that. It was something to do with the rituals that they were doing. So maybe, because I think that and that substance, it's actually in a child which is scared. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah. And as you've noticed, I'm being careful what I say on here, because they don't like the truth being told. Do you know what I mean? They don't like the truth being told. But I don't dwell on that. I'll watch it. I'll absorb what I know, what is true and what's not true. It's going to take time to clean up this planet. So, Ayla G, has anyone seen the videos around? I'll look into that before I go, about the recent sounds in the sky, because a lovely lady, messaged me about that and asking us, what do you think the sounds were? It's going to take a few years. We're in the eye of it. So if you're going to go into like religion and that, it's like the book of Revelation, what we're in. Remember, there's hidden codes in the Bible. I'm not a Bible basher. I just try to decode stuff to do with all the holy books. What's the strange... Let me get a cup of coffee. XRP I got a good vibe about. A lot of the cryptos are going to do really, really well. Not everybody, gets into crypto. Not everybody understands crypto. But I believe there'll be another coin to come in when everything changes. YouTube isn't working, been attempting for 45 minutes. Is anybody on YouTube can see us, please? It might be your end. What's these strange noises in the sky? I want to say that I've been saying this for a while, that not all the alien UFOs, whatever they call them now, is galactic. I believe that they've got this highly advanced technology, these flying saucers. The governments have them, yeah. And I believe that they're doing something in the energy. YouTube's fine, that's good. It must be your end then. Maybe it's try rebooting your computer. That's something else as well. We need to watch for bugs and viruses, because I had to debug mine. You can get all sorts of good stuff on the internet where you don't have to pay. I've got Clean Up Mac on mine. But there's loads of, because you've got to watch for viruses, and there's going to be a lot of cyber attacks and stuff like that. So it's something that they're up to, what they're doing in the energy and the ether. Yeah. When I talked about in one of my earlier videos, I had talked about that they're trying to put Earth into menopause, and they're doing something with equipment to try to slow the natural process down so they can take over. They're doing something. There's technology going on, and it's happening in the middle of the night. They're doing something. The world is going through a lot of turmoil. Ukraine, Russia clashes, Israel, Paris, riots. It's pretty heavy going at the minute, isn't it? Pretty heavy going. So that's what I'm saying. Everything what's going on in the USA is very much a distraction to these warlords and everything. Their secret space force travels the universe. Well, it's all very Star Trek out there, David. You know what I mean? It's all very Star Trek, but I believe that man is out there in the Star Trek system. Interesting, Elizabeth. But we will be all right. Look at that. We have to get into this law of attraction. We've got to raise the vibration. We haven't got to lose faith, especially this time of year. And it's interesting, with everything what's taken place as well on the US screens. And it's the timing of everything. It all comes down to numbers and times. And so it's all very, very interesting at the moment. Because they work with numbers, So the root of it all is definitely satanic. There's no getting away from it. Everything what's happening, because they're trying to control it. So we've got to not fall into the media, which is playing their part, you know, to want revolution, that we have to raise our vibrations. It's about doing our inner work. There's the victory card. I love that. Smell the coffee. We're going to wake up and smell the coffee. What are we going to wake up and smell the coffee over? I like coffee too, but I haven't had it for ages. I've been on decaf. It's not the same, like. Yeah, in Cuba and places like that. So it's a lot of this child trafficking still going on in all these different places. Do you know what I mean? It really, really is. You know how when it all first kicked off to do with Ukraine and Russia and that, they were saying how it was going on the borders? It wasn't. It was to do with money. That was all to do with money. But it is going on in these places, and it's going on a lot in Africa as well and over there as well. But you've got bad and good people in all countries, do you know what I mean? And they can sneak into systems, you know what I mean? But we've got a lot more good people on this planet. That's what we need to concentrate on. You need to make a coffee now. I'm jealous. I've got decaf coffee. There's going to be a lot more home births into the future. There's going to be a new understanding about women giving birth, because it's not an illness. There's going to be a new understanding about natural childbirth, you know, coming away from the pharmaceutical side of things, and a lot more women wanting to opt to have their children at home, or there's going to be centres built for this. So we have to raise our vibrations. But new people coming forward with new ideas. I want to leave you with this, and it's coming through really, really strong. And there's going to be some big news to do with India. Now, if I can remember rightly, India is part of BRICS. Is that right? Well, I need to get some honey. I've been craving honey, and I've never had any honey for a while. I've been sending Adam to the shops for honey, for groceries and that, because I've been stuck in the house for a week. But I must get some honey. But there's going to be some big news coming out with India, and I want to send healing and blessings out to the Indian people. But India is actually going to do really, really well economy-wise. And they're going to, again, it's down to different timelines. But if something did go wrong for a short time with China, and it did go wrong, where we ended up in a WW3, India could take the lead with a lot of trade. Remember, things are going to change, but that could also happen to do with BRICS as well. Yeah, I get my honey from a woman called Ali, and she's got a honeybee down south, and she puts the royal jelly together for the honey specifically for you. So I've got some to pick up. My mother's, she ordered it, and I'm going to go and get it on Sunday. There's going to just be a new understanding, and we're coming together, and there'll never be a world where it'll be completely rid of hatred and completely rid of nasty stuff, but we're going to get a lot of balance back. We really, really are. We really, really are. Yeah, India is dumping the US dollar. Yeah, I've heard about local honey. I've heard about that. India will rise so strongly, yes. This is what's happening on this planet at the minute, okay? We've got the karma, the karmic wheel. But they're still at play, as you know, the warlords, they're still here. But as I speak, I want to say there's trillions and billions of light angels coming onto this planet. Some of them are being born into children and star seeds, right? And you've got the gods here which are protecting these children. We will go into New Earth. We are creating it ourselves. I'm being given beautiful colours coming in for what all. We can't change the past of all our ancestors, what's happened in all the wars previous. But we can change the future. Alright, if you look at that closely, it shows the picture of what really is happening. You've got like the lovers there. Don't know if you can see there. You've got somebody coming in there to take the soul off that person what's leaving. But if you look at the other side here, look at that. I don't know if she's giving birth there or she's conceiving, but there's the baby. All right. He stands in the middle. He's like a composer in an orchestra. He's composing. But they won't win. Angels are above that lineage there. Angels are above that lineage. Like I always say, you can't have the light without having the dark. There's been an imbalancement. He's actually got the scales in his hands. Can you see? They've been manipulating for a long time and they're not going to get away with it. Manipulating for a long, long time. Again, it's late at night over here, so I don't want to go down the demonic route. Yeah, but I want to say there's sort of three main ones. There's three main ones on this planet at the minute trying to cause havoc, but they won't win. They won't win. I've also been given that the likes of all the archangels, you know, our souls are bigger than our bodies, so I believe like there'll be a part of Michael on this planet, there'll be a part of Gabriel on this planet. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. I'm not sure what they're called, and I don't really want to go into it tonight, the name of these demons, but they're not going to get away with it. Michael's back, Gabriel's back, Raphael is back. They're all here. But you've got a lot of ascended masters who have been born onto this planet as well. Everything that we're being taught, there's more to it. Do you see what I mean? There's definitely more to it. Harvest is coming out again. Harvest. Big news about Trump by Harvest. I predict there's going to be, he'll stand in court, and I predict it'll be televised. What is the devil on the right side? Let me get that card again. The horned gods. It could be Lucifer. But the angels protecting the babies from that. It's such an interesting card, that. If you notice, like the angels there, there's the saints. There's so much going on out of our physical reality. You hear me, Tummy? There's so much happening, and we need to watch for our signs from our angels, our feathers, our butterflies, you know. But angels can come in many different disguises. I can't bet on the horse from the state of Missouri. No, you'll not be able to, bless you. No. So watch for these signs. I'm going to do a night on angels, actually. So let's do a prayer. Let's do a prayer for all the children of earth. And let's raise the vibrations in this forum tonight. I'm just going to put these away. But I'll be on Sunday night and we're going to be doing a big, and I'll probably be doing channeling or remote viewing. Oh, that's nice, Kim. My first grandchild is coming in October. I heard his heartbeat for the first time. Oh, that's so beautiful. But anyway, what I had said to you earlier on about what's going on in Haiti, you know, that doesn't mean it's going on where we live. It seems to be a little bit different in the West. Right, let's get me bell. I want to send healing and protections out. I've just got to drink a coffee here first. To all the children on this planet and the children who are ready to come in, that they are protected from all evil. I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael, I invoke Archangel Michael. I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel, I invoke Archangel Uriel. I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael, I invoke Archangel Raphael. I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel, I invoke Archangel Gabriel. I ask that all children who are in positions where they are vulnerable, that they are saved and protected from this night. We ask in this light, this circle of light tonight, that all children are protected from all evil, from all harm, from the devil's snare, that they are protected. Any vulnerable children or abused children will be brought to safety. I bless every child on this planet. I bless their brow. And that Jesus Christ protects them. We ask in this circle of light tonight that all evil is stopped and that justice takes place very soon. I ask that anybody in this circle tonight who is worried about anybody or is feeling unwell or is worried about somebody, that they receive the healing and the protection. I ask that everybody is carried through this storm who are worried about their finances or worried about their loved ones, as this transition takes place across the planet, that everybody will have their homes protected. I ask that anybody in this audience tonight who is grieving, be it a person or an animal, that they are comforted. And remember that all your loved ones are just in another room. One day you'll see them again. I ask that all corruption in the United States of America comes to a head and that truth comes out very soon. I ask that all corruption in the United Kingdom, Canada, everywhere around the world, that the public are protected and truth comes out real soon without too much disruption. We have come as a human race, we have come to rely on the internet, we have come to rely on this Luciferian system. That does not mean we have to be like them. We are becoming into a futuristic world, and we appreciate there will be change which will be brought onto this planet. But we need to, as a human race, still stand sovereign. And this is what we are here for tonight, to raise the vibration in this room, that we can help each one, each loved ones, neighbours, family, and guide our youngsters through against all the evil what's out there and keep them safe, young adults. We ask for strength this night, and we ask for peace across the world, and for all the homeless that they find shelter. No suffering, and I also ask for no suffering for the animal kingdom. One more thing, I want to ask that the angels work to solve this disharmony which is happening between China, Russia, USA, and that there is some angel intervention to stall the timelines, to change everything from Mother Earth. We as a human race have put up with too much corruption and death and destruction, and we are not going to stand for it no longer. I demand that we as a human race, we get the angel help tonight so we can move on. We come with peace, we come with light. We are the children of New Earth. Blessed be. Amen. Thank you, angels. Okie dokie, guys. I hope that's helped. Thank you, Jed. So even though I'm saying it's a short one, I've been on for 2 hours. That's a short one for me. But I'll see you Sunday night. And we've just got to keep our vibrations up, and times are very strange at the moment. But I do believe it's gonna get very interesting in the USA. It's gonna get so interesting. So like I say, whatever political side you're on, just don't get too pulled into it. That's all I want to say, because the media is part of the trickery as well. I don't think I'm going to have hot chocolate tonight, because I find when I've got the sinus problem, the milk makes it worse. I'm going to have a hot cup of tea. But thank you anyway. I do like me hot chocolate, as you know, guys. Yeah. And may the force be with you all. And anybody who wants to join me Twitch, you can. I'm going to put the links in the description. You can get them on all the descriptions of all my videos on YouTube for me Twitch. And if you subscribe there, you get more perks where you can ring in and stuff like that. And then into Discord, that's free as well. So be strong, guys. Get your popcorn ready, because we're going to bloody need it, I'm telling you. It's about to erupt, and I'm going to leave you there with a lot of love from Spirit, and I'll see you soon. Oh, thank you, David. So we'll be back to normal next week. So I'll be doing a big one on Sunday night, and we'll take it from there. Okay, and then we'll get our woo-woo done on Tuesday, because I missed the last woo-woo with being unwell. But you'll need your popcorn, guys, I'm telling you. Yeah, I just think it's going to get very dramatic is the word. It's like an Oscar. They all deserve an Oscar, really, for the drama, what's coming out at the minute. I do readings. Yeah, you can email us at louise.jones@hotmail.com, and it's in the links below the description of all my videos, as well on YouTube and Facebook. Louise Jones Medium Clairvoyant. I look forward to seeing you Sunday, guys. I've got a busy day tomorrow and Saturday. I'm seeing my family on Sunday and me family again on Monday through the day, but I'll be on Sunday night. Happy Easter, guys, and let's not lose our faith, because I really do believe that the devil isn't a case of a man sitting there red with a fork. He's in the ether, and it's a manipulation. It's the hidden snake. Don't let him win. Raise that vibration, get that music on, and be happy. And happy Easter, guys. I'll see you soon. Bye now.